Do you want a wardrobe that works for you and not against you? Start by avoiding these mistakes, save your money, make better purchases, and make getting dressed easier in the long run. Stop buying the same things in different fonts. So let me show you what I mean. I have 4 iterations of a blue and white striped shirt. Yes, they're all slightly different in their own ways, but essentially they're all blue and white striped shirts. How different are they really? So let's try and break this down. I think it all started off with the Max shirt from Suzanne. I bought it in white first and I love it. It is just the perfect like oversized shirt. The cotton is really thick and sturdy. It's not see-through at all. And so I also bought it in a blue and white stripe because I thought it would be really nice for springtime. And then over time, I've slowly accumulated another 3 very similar shirts. I think in theory, it sounds great. You know, if you like this one item, why not buy variations of it? But are you ever really wearing the variations from the original? I think that this can often cause decision fatigue when we look at our wardrobes and we just see so many things there, but it actually turns out that quite a few of them are really similar. And it can also lead to our outfits feeling really similar, even though we're wearing different pieces. So I think you need to ask yourself what it is about the original that you really liked. For me, I love that it's a button down. Like, I know I like button down shirts. I love the oversized fit. I love the thick material. And I love the way it looks tucked into jeans. But it's not necessarily the blue and white stripe that I love, even though I really like it on the original. And once I realized that, I branched out a little bit more. I got an oversized brown shirt. I got an oversized green and white striped shirt. And so now I have more variations in my looks made up of elements that I really like. So if you ask yourself and analyze what you like about the item that you want to buy multiples of, it might save you in the long run and you'll be able to make better purchases in the future. Stop buying items that you don't love. When you open your wardrobe and you look at all your clothes, can you safely say that you love everything in there? Because I can't. If I'm being totally honest, I used to buy a lot of crap. I've had my fast fashion era, my ASOS, my H&M, buying things every single week era. And then I slowly improved and I moved towards a more capsule wardrobe approach to what I bought, but I still didn't have the knowledge that I have now back then about how to really look for high quality clothes, which is a video I'm working on, by the way, so subscribe if you haven't so that you don't miss it. I'm slowly replacing my old pieces with new ones. Well, not always new. I'm trying to shop pre-loved as well, but just better quality pieces, basically. Anyway, all that's to say, I have enough clothes. I have more than enough clothes. And so when I introduce something new into my wardrobe, I have to absolutely love it. I have to love the composition, I have to love the quality, I have to love the color, I have to love the cut. If one of these things is not right, then it's out. I'm not keeping it. So let me show you this sweater that I got recently. This is from Rise and Fall, which was in my knitwear brands Better Than the High Street video. This is 30% cashmere and 70% merino wool. It's really soft. I think the quality is so good. It's really thick. I love the color. I know burgundy is very trendy right now, but I think it's a seasonal, like autumnal, autumn-winter color. I love this thick V-neck ribbing here. I love everything about this jumper, except I think it's a smidgen too long for me. I would love it if it was slightly shorter. And so for that reason, even though I love everything else about it, I know that the length is gonna, like, I could keep it, you know, I could keep it, I could easily just tuck it in and it would be fine. But I know that I would just always think, I wish this was a little bit shorter. I've got so many items like this that I've kept in the past, you know, where I've loved everything except for something. And now I'm trying to, you know, either sell or replace those things for ones that I truly, truly love. and I just don't need to keep more of these things, you know? So stop buying things that you don't absolutely truly love, because in all honesty, none of us need more things. Be really picky about the things that you choose to keep, and in the long run, it will make getting dressed so much easier and so much more fun. Stop buying only trends or only basics. Do you often find yourself staring at your wardrobe, unable to find anything to wear even though your wardrobe is full of clothes? That might be because you're only buying trendy or statement pieces. Now, I'm not saying never buy trends. I think trends can be a really fun way to refresh what you wear. But the key is to only buy the ones that suit your personal style and to be really picky about it as well. If you have a wardrobe of pieces that are only trendy, you might find that you don't have a very cohesive wardrobe. You might be missing key wardrobe essentials that are the foundations of being able to wear these statement pieces. However, on the flip side of that, buying only basics and wardrobe essentials is not great either. Yes, you'll be able to create outfits, but they might not be the most interesting outfits that can showcase your personality. For me personally, and this is just coming from my own experience and personal style, because I do love basics and wardrobe essentials, I think a really good percentage for me would be to have 70% wardrobe essentials and basics, and then 30% statement or trendy pieces. When I first started my YouTube channel, almost 4 years ago now, I was very into my basics. And don't get me wrong, I still love my basics and my neutrals, and I wear them all the time. I used to wear some really fun and maybe a little bit edgy pieces as well. And I think I sort of lost that because I thought that having a wardrobe full of basics was the best thing ever. So this year I've been trying to incorporate some color and some fun pieces into my wardrobe. But because I have quite a strong foundational wardrobe of basics, it's been quite easy to incorporate these more statement pieces back into my wardrobe. So the takeaway here is to stop buying only trends or stop buying only basics, but have a good mix of both that you can mix and match to create more interesting outfits. Stop buying something just because your favorite content creator has it. I also get a lot of my recommendations from social media. I'll see something on someone and I'm like, oh, that could be quite nice on me. But you have to make sure that you're buying it because you actually like it. It will go, really well with whatever you have in your wardrobes, and it's something that you would buy anyway, not just because this person has it. And this is where the trick of cutting off the head of your inspiration picture can really help. We as humans have a natural bias towards good-looking people or people that we just really like and admire. And so cutting off the head can help to eliminate that person from the equation. And then you can take a minute to analyze the photo and question, is it the item that I want? Or is it this person's vibe that I just really love? A lot of the times I will do this. I will cut off the head of the image that I'm looking at, and I'll ask myself, is it these pair of jeans? Or is it just because her legs are really long and skinny and you also want really long and skinny legs? I'm 5'2", so I always want long and skinny legs. But that's just not the case. That is not how jeans work. These jeans are gonna look different on me than they do on this person. And for some reason, cutting off the head makes me process that a lot better. So it's always worth taking that extra step and figuring out if it's the actual piece you want, or is it just this person's aura and vibe that you love? Stop buying uncomfortable shoes. I don't even think I need to say anything more about this tip. I think we all know this. But here are a few things to look for to indicate if a shoe might be more comfortable or not. Of course, this is not completely foolproof and everyone's feet's different, but here are a few things to think about when shopping for shoes. The fit. Can you move your toes around? Is there enough space to wiggle them around? If there isn't, then they're probably too tight. If you have wide feet, look for shoes with a wider toe box. Don't try and stuff your foot into a shoe you know is too narrow for you. Or if the brand does it, some brands do have wider fit styles, then look for those as well. Is the heel rubbing on the back of your foot? I think a little bit of friction is fine because that's what keeps your foot inside the shoe. But if the back of the shoe is really hard and stiff, then you will probably get blisters. Is there any padding on the sole of the shoe? The more padding there is, then the more comfortable the shoe will be in the long run. Generally speaking, of course, flat shoes are more comfortable than heels. Personally, I'm quite comfortable in a boot with a heel, but I do tend to gravitate towards block heels as opposed to a stiletto heel. That way, the weight is more distributed and is a little bit more comfortable. A block heel is also more stable than a stiletto, so you're less likely to kind of roll your ankle or hurt your feet. And then the outsole is really important as well. So that's the sole that touches the ground. It needs to have some friction on it, otherwise you're going to be slipping and sliding. So if it doesn't have any friction, then you may want to get soles put on. It also needs to be a little bit flexible so that it can move with your feet. You know, we don't walk like this. Our foot bends and the shoe needs to bend with the foot. If it's too hard or stiff, it's not going to be comfortable to walk on for long periods of time. So those are my tips to avoid buying uncomfortable shoes. Stop buying items that are not on your wish list, aka impulse shopping. I feel like this tip is especially relevant right now because we are knee deep in Black Friday and then we're going to enter into Christmas and Boxing Day sales. It can be really hard to avoid marketing tactics that make you want to buy things that you don't necessarily need. And this is exactly what they are. They are marketing tactics to make you feel that urgency, to get that adrenaline going and make you feel like, oh my God, I need to buy this now. And if you've listened to any of my videos before, then you'll know that I'm all about a wish list. If you just take that time to look through your wardrobe, see if there's anything you need, if there's anything that's missing, or anything that you need to replace, you'll feel so much less overwhelmed once sales roll around. Because let me tell you, for the past 2 weeks, I have been feeling very overwhelmed with emails and Instagrams and TikToks telling me that sales have started. So I just drowned out all the noise by focusing on my wish list. I just stuck to my guns, stuck to my list, and had a much calmer time navigating sales because then I knew I could avoid emails telling me things were on sale because I knew that's not what I'm looking for. I really think that all good purchasing habits lead back to continuously editing and curating a well thought out wish list. So if you want me to show you how I use mine, let me know in the comments and I will put it in a future video. Stop buying items just because it's pre-loved or vintage. It can be really tempting to buy something when you are secondhand shopping. Due to the nature of secondhand shopping, you might have that feeling of like, oh, I might never see this item again. Or sometimes it can feel like fate that you did come across this item. And sometimes it can even feel like you're doing a good thing by purchasing something secondhand. And all of these feelings can be very powerful at the time, but you still have to apply some self-restraint when you're purchasing secondhand. Let me show you a t-shirt that I bought when I was in Tokyo and I was thrift shopping. I got this In and Out t-shirt, which, don't get me wrong, I think it's really cute. I think it's really fun. But have you ever seen me wear a graphic t-shirt? Like, no, neither have I. I haven't worn it yet. I think because I don't normally wear things like this, it's like a little bit harder for me to style, and so I just haven't. I think I just bought it because, you know, I was thrift shopping, I was looking through hundreds of t-shirts and I finally saw one that I was like, oh, this is kind of fun, kind of cute. And, you know, it wasn't that expensive, so I just bought it. I think it can be really easy to get caught up in this feeling of like scarcity or fate, or, oh, it's cheap, so like I can just get it. Like, it's secondhand, I'm doing something good for the planet. Ultimately, are you actually gonna wear it? Are you actually gonna use it? I hope you got something out of this video, especially as we are going into sale season. If you enjoyed this and you wanna stick around, you can watch this video on screen. It's about how to build an authentic personal style. As always, thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next video. Bye.